What up? This is Rama Screen, and in the anticipation of May Day arriving October 1 in theaters and on demand, thanks to Magnolia Pictures, I'm here talking with the writer, director, and also the stars of this new film, Karen, Grace, Soko, and Havana. How are you all this morning?
Great. How are you?
Good. Thank you for taking the time. Congratulations. Wow, look at us. We look like Brady Bunch. I love this movie, by the way. It's like an Alice in Warfare Wonderland, and it's got that Wes Anderson-esque vibe to it as well. So beautiful. So Karen, let me start with you. Since you are the mastermind behind this project, you wrote the script. What was the inspiration for Mayday, and where on earth did you get that submarine? I'm so curious about that.
Okay, so inspiration was definitely, I think when I was in high school, I first read the Greek myth of the sirens, these half-bird, half-women creatures who are on an island luring sailors to their death using the songs that they sang and played. And I thought that myth was intriguing my whole life. And I realize now that what I was trying to do with Mayday is sort of wonder who these women were and what they were doing there, because the myths are always about the men's fear of them. And I kind of wanted to tell a story about these sirens' perspectives. And I have always been, as I was growing up, I was often disappointed with female characters in films and didn't relate to them and felt that they were not featured in ways that I saw women and girls. So this was a way for the siren myth to come to me and imagine what women and girls really could be as forces of nature in the world. So that I guess that's where it came from, but it is a little mysterious where these ideas come from. And then the submarine is something that was built by our incredible Croatian production designer, Ivan. I call him Crazy Ivan, because I didn't think he was going to build the entire submarine and have half of it jutting out into the water. You know, I said, it's fine. It's been there for thousands of years or hundreds of years. It's fine if we just see the top of it coming out. And he said, no, these girls need an entire submarine. He was very adamant about it. So he built it, and he wouldn't have it any other way. And we had a really fun set to play on.
Yeah. Soko, your character Gert is so knowledgeable on all things involving navigations, radio comm, weather balloon. It blows my mind. I wish I know about longitude and latitude. I don't know what that means. So tell me, did you have some prior knowledge going into this role, or how fun was it learning about all those things for the first time? That's also Havana.
I didn't know anything of anything, and it was actually quite challenging for me to even learn those lines because I am French. I have a French accent, and then I was like, am I saying south right? Am I saying southwest, right? And it was, I just kept being like, this is not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Pulled it off, Soko. It's a beautiful job.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And the Beretta hat looks really good on you.
Oh, thank you. Well, everyone keeps bringing the beret on today, and I'm like, you know, I spotted it, and I was like, I don't know if they're gonna let me do that, but Ola, who did the costumes, was incredible, and I got to do my fittings kind of first, I think, or like maybe second. And I was like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And I was just like a kid in the candy store because all the racks were so incredible, like all these vintage war accessories and like dresses that she made all for us. And Karen had a very clear idea of all of us having some similarities in our costume, but all of us having very distinct pieces that we choose and we cherish and we live in them, and it's our whole life. So it felt like when I saw the red beret, I was like, I need this. And they were all super into it, and we did the camera test with it, and we're like, yeah, it's working, it's cool, it's good.
It was great. When you grabbed that beret, just knew it was for you. It was very special.
And Havana, your character Bia is like the little sister. I mean, there's a certain gullibility to her badassdom. I mean, how fun was it for you playing this character? And was that really you holding up that target practice?
Yes and yes and yes and yes and yes. I love that you use the word gullibility, because I think that's something I definitely fell into very much with B, is like, how do you access sort of this fun place where femininity meets inner child meets little monkey? And I think that that's sort of where B lived for me. And I think especially that bit of accessing my own inner child and allowing myself to play just for 3 months on a submarine in Croatia was an insane experience that I have so much gratitude for. I think, yeah, I think that anytime we have to access our own sort of like inner babyhood is the most sort of free and creative we'll ever be. So I really believe in like the beginner's mind in that way as well. And so those philosophies and just looking at my little brother Dublin was sort of my way of accessing the character, and it was just such a blast to play. What was the other question you said?
That was really you?
Oh.
Holding up?
Yes. That was
not
really
a stunt
me.
girl? Okay.
Yeah, that was really me. And that reaction is partially real in the film. Yeah, of the noise, because the blank went off in the foam head above me, and I was positioned in the cliff face, like far away from where the girls were. And I remember it was sort of like sunset, and we were sort of racing against time, and we just had to do it as quickly as possible. And I remember it went off, and we didn't have too much preparation in Croatian to understand what was happening, because we were using sort of like a walkie-talkie system over this huge gulf of water. And so I had really no idea what was coming. And I remember it went off, and it was like a perfect, really like trompe-l'oeil sort of acting experience of hearing the sound and reacting to it, and also being really exhilarated by sort of the danger of it. So yes, it was me.
You did
Maybe
really
some
well.
of Havana and of B.
So Grace, big fan of Nine Perfect Strangers, by the way. I love that show. So Grace,
cool.
what was your process with Mia in creating that on-screen dynamics between the two of you? And is it fair to describe Anna and Marsha's relationship as hero versus villain, or is it actually more complicated than that?
I think it's more complicated than that. I think the whole beauty of this movie that it is such a bottomless pit of so much meaning and metaphor, and it's so interpretable, and anyone can take it however they want. But I did see each woman in Mayday Land as a part of Anna, and I do think that Marsha was the angry warrior within her. And I think on Anna's journey throughout the whole movie of her finding her inner strength and inner power, she had to confront these parts of herself in order to feel full and fulfilled, and to gain the power that she needed to move on with her life. So I think Marsha is a weird, I think it's more of a to the good and the evil of one person almost. But it melts and it shifts, and the dynamic shifts, and it's all kind of just one psyche.
Let me follow up on that. How many takes did you have to do that the dance sequence with the boys in that one musical? that scene stands out for me.
I know, that was so much fun. Some interviews this morning, everyone's asking for Mayday the musical, guys. So,
God. They're singing.
No, just dance sequences. I don't remember how long that took. That all felt like the whole shoot was like a weird fever dream, as well as the movie, but I don't remember how many takes that took, but that was so much fun. We got to do choreography and just dance all day.
Yeah,
awesome.
we did about half a day on that number, because you woke up in the field.
Right.
Wandered into the field, and we really had to do it quickly. This film was, it's the little film that took a big swing. So we really tried to do a lot. And I remember we were really racing against time and the landscape that day. There was a lot of cow manure in the field, which was very interesting.
The big cows that I had never seen before in my life. What I've never seen since. I've never seen before. I don't know what that
cows. It was crazy. But it's super fun.
Yeah, I love the dreamscape imageries that this movie has, including the synchronized swimming part. So cool, so imaginative. So, and finally, Karen, movies with female empowerment themes is nothing new. but it's clear that they have more significant impact in today's Me Too world. What is the very essence that you want Mayday to convey? And in your honest opinion, what can us men do to be better?
I just think empathy is everything. Sometimes I think empathy is everything. And everyone can be better with empathy. I can, men can, women can, everybody, just empathy to be better. Obviously, don't harass women and don't hurt them. Like, you know, but, and then just empathy. And then in terms of a women empowerment story, that just comes naturally to me. I'm surrounded by incredible women and have been forever. So if I'm going to make a story, it's going to look like that. So it's just how I see the world. It's what I see around me. It's very real and authentic to me. And, you know, we did start converging with this movement of Me Too. And I remember I was just showing it to a writer that I was very nervous about showing it to her. She's a very wonderful writer, and I was nervous. And she was flipping through it, and she told me the women in that gymnastics trial are saying these exact same lines right now on television, the same lines. So we converged a bit, but you know, it was a 10-year story in the making, and these are age-long problems and nothing new. But we tried to give it our all to make it special for people now and hopefully for a long time.
All right. For my fans at home, everybody go check out Mayday, arriving October 1 in theaters and on demand. Karen, Grace, Soko, and Havana, thank you for talking to me and congratulations.
Thank you so much.